shed some light and some spotlight on players and storylines that aren't really getting enough love. We call them underappreciated storylines. And who already went?
I went.
And
okay.
you did
I did
Shorties.
Short people, right? Show some love to Tyreek Hill and the legends that came before him.
Did a Rams draft class 2017, underrated superstars who stepped up on Monday.
And that brings us to me, and I will continue to talk about these Rams because after what I saw on Monday night, I was truly, it was like an awakening of how stunned I sincerely am at the turnaround of this team and how they've done it in a relatively short period of time. When I think of the Rams, I used to live in St. Louis. I used to watch this guy when I lived there, Steven Jackson, SJ39. This was his last season. He'd been in the league forever. I used to feel bad for Steven Jackson because he went to the playoffs once, his rookie year in 2004. This is him in his last season. Mediocrity, 7-9, 7-9, 7-9. And the reason it sort of hits home with me a little bit is because Steven Jackson and I have something in common, guys.
What's that?
We both worked for the team that year. Take a look. This is me. Here it is. This was my job, my first job.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, that is me, Artist Twyman. Shout out to you. That's Chris Long. And I worked for the Rams, guys.
What were you doing
What were you
there?
doing?
So I was the axe. I was Axelbaum and Axelbaum was me. Like a stage manager for game day production
Is
crew.
that right before they get introduced?
So you can take me through this, Nate. It was an insane job that I had no right having. I was not very good at it. I was awful at it. It was my job to once players.
Guys are ready. That horse is ready to get out the gate.
They're like just animals.
And you gotta tell a grown man.
They just got like the pep talk of the year from Spagnuolo or from Jeff Fisher.
You're not up yet. You're not up yet. Wait.
And it's my job to like dig my heels in and try to stop them as someone's telling me, okay, let him out. Go, Chris. Chris Long,
right.
Steve, all these guys. Laurinaitis, and I'm like, you want me to stop James Laurinaitis from going out into the field? I'm 90 pounds. What are you doing? So I had a great time doing it, but I also had the pleasure of working with the St. Louis Cardinals. These are my first job out of college. Going to work for the St. Louis Cardinals, very different from the Rams at that time in St. Louis. So I say all that to say this. I am so impressed and truly stunned by the differences between that team, which doesn't really feel like that long ago, and what's going on right now. If you look at this year's version, up to 2012 or so, there were 0 Pro Bowlers on that roster when I worked there. They were never bad enough to get a great draft pick. It was awful. There were 7. They had 7 Pro Bowlers last year in 2017. They went from the number 25 ranked offense to the second best in the league. 1 primetime game back then. This year, 5. That's like going from a hot dog cart, situation to eating a New York strip steak. That is exactly what that is. When I worked there, guys, I remember one day specifically, unbelievable, like shut the world down that the Kings of Leon were on the sidelines.
Like watching as fans.
They were there, but they weren't there as fans. They were friends with Sam Bradford. So it wasn't even like they were there because they were Rams fans. Everyone's freaking out now. Now you turn on the TV or you look at the check down and see the highlights. Money Mayweather, you've got Snoop, you've got Jay-Z just sort of hanging out on the sidelines. The LA Coliseum, they can have 10,000 more fans than the Edward Jones Dome ever could, and the Edward Jones Dome was never nearly full. My sister-in-law, who I lived with in St. Louis at that time, struggled. She was working in the ticket office, trying to sell tickets, trying to give some tickets away. It's just the truth of what it is. So, man, Kevin Demoff and Les and all of these guys in the front office, Tony, all these guys that sort of grew up with this team, and I've seen them go out to LA. It's taken me a little bit longer to sort of be on board because it was 14 years without a winning season. And I came in right at the end of that when the world sort of, I know that, and I'm not dissing St. Louis fans who love their team, super hardcore,
love their Rams,
super upset that they left. I understand all of that, but what this team is doing now stands for so much more than just the Rams. It truly, to me, is, it sounds corny, a beacon of hope for all teams. I'm a Bears fan. They went through their dark times. You have teams like the Browns going through it right now. You've got teams in our backyard going through it, 2 of them right now. There are dark times, but it's so possible, and that's why I love football, because I saw it with the Rams. Hopefully I'm witnessing it right now with the Bears. It's really the reason why I love this game, because there's always a change up. So dark times will end.
They had a 6-day period where they had to get fans to know that they're not going to Mexico. 77,000 fans showed up on 6 days' notice.
No kidding.
5 o'clock Pacific time in rush hour to be there for that Monday night game. And Kay, you're right. It crystallized a lot of things for a lot of people who spent some dark years in St. Louis.
Everything about this team is different. absolutely everything.
It's like they're all grown up, huh? Right? You know what I mean?
They grew up, Kyle.
No more kids table.
I think underappreciated is the person in HR who thought you were right to hold the players back for that job. She saw something in you, right?
I don't know what that was.
That's incredible.
Short-lived.
It's amazing. You holding back Chris Long. That's a hell of a photo right there. That's incredible. What else is incredible right now? The Indianapolis Colts are completely on fire. And the person who's been there for so long that we all love and respect is Adam Vinatieri. And if you ask me, we have now added another frozen moment in his legendary career. And it's my favorite moment because we've seen this guy for a long time. We can go back January 2002 in the snow against the Raiders, tuck rule game. They're kicking off the snow and it's Brady getting hit. And then Vinatieri, of course, comes on after the Woodson recovery, non-recovery. What's up, Greg Beaker? This is all Adam Vinatieri at the end of the game. They were actually kicking it off. So why we set up all this moment? Well, because we know next then, after getting a Super Bowl that year, he went and had another huge kick against Carolina. Another classic moment. Another classic moment to beat the Panthers in the Super Bowl. It was Vinatieri was just coming up automatic. Now, up until today, or really yesterday, my favorite Adam Vinatieri moment goes all the way back to 1996 when he was on kickoff coverage and maybe the greatest athlete to ever live. Herschel Walker broke one of the returns, the old blue uniforms.
I remember this.
Herschel's gone, right? Herschel is old USFL Herschel, SEC Herschel, put on this planet to play football, and he's going to break one here, and he's gone. Unless an undrafted kicker says, not on my watch, my friend, and runs down Herschel.
It's crazy.
Prompting Bill Parcells, the head coach, to say, that's not a kicker. That's a football player.
Yeah.
And until yesterday, this was my favorite. You want to see what my favorite moment is now? Roll the moment, please, if you would, from the 2018 Indianapolis Colts and Adam Vinatieri in the locker room. Guys, that's not a kicker. That's a dancer. I love this so much because Adam Vinatieri in his mid-40s is doing dancing to Mo Bamba. I don't think Adam Vinatieri knows what Mo Bamba is.
Kyle, do you know who Mo Bamba is?
Of course. Mo Bamba is they take La Bamba and they do it Motown style. That's Mo Bamba.
Oh, that's not it.
Adam Vinatieri has played he's played with one of the guys he's dancing with there. Anthony Walker was born in 1995.
95.
Vinatieri played with a guy named William Roberts, a Patriots guard who was born in 1962. 62 to 95. And let me just tell you, as I get a little older and I've got the salt and pepper in my side, just like Vinatieri is, there is nothing cooler than just doing what you do and not caring what anybody thinks. You don't give a damn how it looks on Instagram. You don't care if you look kind of stupid. Adam Vinatieri can say, I know I look silly in this dance. I'm the all-time leading scorer in the NFL. Who the hell are you? I'm going to the Hall of Fame. I'm going to do the stupid dance. Can we see the dance again, by the way? Because I just want to take it through. This ain't the first dance Adam Vinatieri has done. He's like, 2018, you don't think I can do the Mo Bamba? In 1996, I was doing the Macarena with Dave Meggett. In 2000, I was doing a sea walk with Greg Spires. In 06, I'm twerking with Kato June. I'll give you some 08 stanky leg with Dwight Freeney. 2012, I don't mind a Gangnam Style with Kobe Fleener. And in 2015, I'll do the Nene with Robert Mathis. Look me up. I'll do every dance. And guys, as we know, Adam Vinatieri is not afraid to come out of nowhere and just pop in with the kids, do whatever it is that they're doing, just to have some little fun, even if it's a kid that we know, that we work with. There he is. In fact, Schrager. Yeah!
That was last year.
Vinatieri is so secure, so comfortable, such a made guy. He will do any dance, crash any interview whatsoever. And any dad out there who's not as cool as they used to be, like me, respects the hell out of the way he did that dance. And he'll be dancing all season long. Adam Vinatieri, I love you, man. I've loved you now more than I did ever as a Patriot. The old Adam Vinatieri is my guy. Kinship.
They are red hot, and he might have to make a big kick again at this age to put his team into the playoffs.
Can you imagine?
He's going to do it
imagine?
The book is not closed on his play.
He's going to hit that kick, and then he's going to hit the Mo Bamba dance or whatever the hell it is. And who cares how he looks?
We live in a media world, and sometimes we fall guilty of throwing words around frivolously. But legend, though, when you use the word legend, like he is a living legend in football. So, yeah, that's well done, man. Shout out.
Love that, man.
Vinatieri.
Nate, I kind of miss these with Shrigs.
Well, yeah.